Hello guys and welcome to a new video. Today we will be discussing about threading in Java. Threading is the process of dividing a work into multiple threads for smoother execution. Remember that a thread is nothing but a lightweight process, or we can also say it is just a sub-process. And multi-threading in Java is the concept of dividing a process into multiple threads for faster execution. In Java, we can implement threads in two ways. That is by extending the thread class, or we can also do this by implementing the runnable interface. Now let's see the first method where we extend a thread class. We have a class tester here. Now if I do extends thread, we can see that we have extended the threads class. Now all we need to do is create, or we need to override the run method. We'll do this by doing public void run, and this is where the execution of the thread starts. Whatever is mentioned in the run method is executed by the thread itself. Now let's say, for example, let's take a for loop for int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, and let's do I plus plus. Now if I do this, now let's just for example, let's print the value is, let's just say I. Now this is a run method. We have overridden the run method that is already present in the thread class, and whatever is written inside this run method will get executed by the thread. Now let's go to our main class. Let's create an instance of the tester class. Let's say tester th1 is equals to new tester. Now let's create th1 dot, let's just say start. The start method in threading is used to actually start the execution of a thread. The run method tells us what the thread will do, and the start method will help in starting the execution of a thread. Now if I say run, it will print the value of 0, 1 and 2. This is threading. Here we have seen that we printed from 0 to less than 3, that is nothing but 2, and we are printing the value is plus 1 plus 2. Let's do it for a larger number now. Let's say 10, and let's see what happens. And if I do this again, we can see that it prints from 0 to 9 very quickly. That is because the concurrent execution of threads is happening right now. So this is the concept of threading. Here we have seen the way to do it by extending the thread class, and we can also do it by implementing the runnable interface. Now if you see an example, let's say the public class application implements runnable. Now let's say, for example, let's just create a thread. Let's say th1 is equals to new thread new, let's say runnable. And now we are here again, we have to override the run method. Let's say at the rate override, and we are overriding public void run method. Here we just need to mention what we need to execute. Let's say again, let's do the same thing for int I is equals to, let's say 0, let's take I is less than 5, and let's do I plus plus. Now inside we'll again do the same thing. Let's say the value is, and we are printing the value I. Now here we need to put the semicolon as we are ending the thread creation, and we have created a thread 3.1 with a new runnable interface, or with a new runnable constructor. And this, the code whatever is inside this, it is also known as anonymous class. We will discuss this in a further video. Now let's just see how this executes. Now again, as I said, to start the execution of a thread, we need to use the start method. Now for th1, let's say dot, let's do start. Now again, let's clear the terminal, and if I run this program, we can see that it prints from 0 to 4. Let's run it again. Again, same thing, prints from 0 to 4. Same thing, 0 to 4. Now this is the technique of implementing threads in Java. I explained to you the two ways that we can implement threads in Java. One of them is extending the thread class, and the other one is by implementing the runnable interface. You can either do this where I have created the new runnable directly, or we can also do another way where we need to do the same thing as this, where we are implementing the runnable and again we do the overriding of that runnable interface. And also again the same thing, we create a thread and we don't need to write all of this code. We just create a thread and then just th1.start. I have shown you the better way or the easier way where we can do it all in a single program. Now this is the concept of threading in Java. See you in the next one.